Not supposed to go up here. Money Mondays. Here we go. We'll talk to dope financial professionals and business owners about wealth strategies on how to close the wealth gap. I'm Jeff Moore, financial advisor, strategist, author, and cash value life insurance enthusiast. And I am so happy to be here today with Kevin Martin from Deal Connect, which is a real estate platform that utilizes a very unique and a specific app to help real estate investors find deals. So I am so happy to talk to Mr. Kevin Martin today from Deal Connect. But first, before we get started, I want you guys to know that we are having the first ever cash value life insurance wealth builders conference that's going to take place on April 19th and 20th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where you can come and learn strategies on how to leverage life insurance for income replacement and asset acquisition. That means, you can use that cash value to buy some assets like real estate, like stocks, start your own business, or make an investment in you. And more importantly, by having those plans in place, it will allow you to close the wealth gap because you will be building some generational wealth. So make sure you tune in and make sure you go and register at www.cashvaluewealthbuilders.com and get your ticket so you will be in Philly with us. So, Mr. Martin, how are you doing today?
All is well, all is well, Mr.
All is
Jeff.
well.
Thank you for having me.
Man, it is my pleasure to have you on my platform. Thank you for saying yes. And before we dive in, tell us a little bit about Kevin Martin. Tell us a little bit about you, because I know you are a dynamic individual. You on Money Mondays. I know you're a dope financial professional, but for our audience who may not know who you are, tell them who you are.
Once again, I'm Kevin Martin. I'm from the New York City area, and I am a real estate professional. My background is more so in marketing and PR, and I saw an opportunity in tech, and I jumped into the app making business, and now I'm out here helping people that want to invest in real estate with several tools and features that I've built on this platform. And I'm a helper. I try to help my community as best as I can, and especially with financial literacy, learning about finance. I am a finance professional with my MBA and things of that nature. So I'm here to help. That's who Kevin Martin is.
Kevin Martin, the helper. I like that. So we got a brother that got his own app. So tell us, like, what was the story that inspired your app that's called Deal Connect? So how did that all start? How did that idea come to fruition? And more importantly, what made you get going?
Okay, so I was working as a commercial mortgage broker at a boutique firm, and
Okay.
the gentleman that was my boss at the time, he was a little old school in how he managed his deals. We had a big whiteboard, and we would write all the deals on the big whiteboard. This is dozens and dozens of deals. So anytime something changed, I had to go up there and erase it and then rewrite whatever needed to be changed. I also had an uncle that was flipping houses in Newark, New Jersey, and he would use this yellow notepad and write things down about all these houses he's flipping and dealing with. And I said, there needs to be a better way to manage all of this. So Deal Connect originally came from that, where I said, let me create a deal management platform. It's grown to be more than that today, but that's the origins of Deal Connect.
So how does Deal Connect help the common challenges faced by real estate investors? So how does using your app going to help real estate investors get rid of some of the common challenges that they're facing today?
Okay, so in the real estate investment space, there's quite often murky waters as far as what's real, what's not real, what information is good. So Deal Connect assists in that trust and quality space, right? We provide real estate investors, whether currently investing or potentially investing, with the ability to analyze properties, look up properties, see who the owner is, how much the mortgage is on the current property, different information about properties that are out there. We help them find deals, and we kind of verify that that those deals are real. We help them streamline the real estate process with our transaction automator. So there are a lot of things that are kind of old and slow in the real estate investment space, and we just come and give them that speed and automation as well as trust and quality on the platform.
So success loves speed. You got rid of that old, timeless way that real estate investors had to operate. So, can you talk a little bit about how your background? How did you, and when you was developing the app, use your MBA, use your experience that you were working in mortgages, and all of the trials and the tribulations that real estate investors were dealing with. How did you combine, how did you mesh all of those talents together, and more importantly, how is all of that features like in your app to kind of make navigating this real estate investment life easier?
Okay. Yeah. So the crazy part about when I got into real estate, and like I said, all the old school ways of doing things, is that there was so much. It's like red tape. It's you have to wait for this person. You don't know if this information is real. You have to ask all these questions. And so, as a mortgage banker, I would see so many of my borrowers have to provide an endless amount of documents. And then, if they kind of expired, they would have to resubmit them. I saw real estate investors have problems streamlining. You're chasing title, you're chasing lenders, you're chasing attorneys, you're chasing everyone around for documents. Quite often, that's what my job was when I first got into real estate space. I was chasing everyone around for documents. And so, understanding that chasing people around for documents was a thing that a lot of loan officers or loan brokers had an issue with, I created a deal flow system, streamlining that, where we're able to automate kind of chasing people around for documents. And then on top of that, we have a verification system for deals. So quite often, especially I'm in the New Jersey market, some of the deals that you see, they're not real, or the person that is dispoing the deal doesn't really have it under contract. So on the platform, actually, when you upload your deal, you can upload the contract to prove that you really do own that deal, and that deal is verified by our team and our technology. So we do a lot, like I said, a lot of trust and quality, verifying deals, streamlining the process. We also provide other lending opportunities other than just conventional lending. We offer, hard money, institutional funding, and then also private money as well. So, it's not always easy for everyone to get a loan. Quite often there's either an issue with the borrower or the property, and we create the solutions as far as lending on the platform.
So can you talk a little bit about the platform as far as new real estate investors? I get a lot of new real estate investors. They hit me up. They always say, Jeff, I need funding. I'm looking for funding. Can you talk a little bit about the different ways? You mentioned private funding. Can you mention hard money lending? You
Right.
mentioned, conventional and non-conventional funding. Can you talk a little bit about that for the novice and real estate investor who may be looking at this and inspiring to jump into real estate but don't have the funding thing kind of figured out yet? Can you talk a little bit about those different streams of funding and how Deal Connect like really makes their life easier by using your platform?
Right. Okay, perfect. So when you the three types of funding, I kind of just to make it simple is the conventional, the hard money, and the private money.
Mhm.
And basically, conventional funding provides better rates, but it's a more rigorous, stringent process to get the funding. It requires a lot more documents. It requires a lot more seasoning of money and looking into your background and things of that nature. And then as you go towards hard money, that's usually for houses that are to be flipped, or if you want to purchase really quickly, it requires a few more a few less documents than conventional lending. And then you have private, which is just an individual person that understands real estate. And I work with quite a few of them, and they're able to lend their money personally. And I kind of show them, especially on the platform, or even talking to me, how to secure the money when lending it without having to ask for a million documents and going through the person's background. So with private money lending, It's a person that's investing their money into you and into the property mainly. And then you have hard money that's really looking at the property, somewhat looking into you. Your credit does matter in that case. And then the conventional lending is like, they want to know your education. They almost want your firstborn. It's just a lot. That was one of my problems. I said, these guys ask for too many documents. There has to be an easier way. And so when I went on my journey to find hard money lending, especially private money lending, it helps for those borrowers to get into the property a lot easier. But it is more
Awesome.
expensive.
Okay, gotcha. So we are Mondays with Jeff when we talk to dope financial professionals and we get some strategies on wealth building and how to close the wealth gap and create generational wealth. And we're on today with Kevin Martin, the CEO, founder, Deal Connect. He got an awesome app that's streamlining the real estate investing space, the real estate space where it makes investors' opportunities a lot more plentiful by using the app. We're so grateful to have him here today. So, Kevin, can you talk a little bit about? I like to ask this question to all of my business owner friends because the day in the life of an entrepreneur is never the same day twice.
Right.
So, can you talk a little bit about what it's like being a CEO and running Deal Connect and talk about like some of your daily routines and functions and putting together the premier real estate app on the market right now?
Okay. Most of my days, I would say I could kind of break them up into three parts. Where in the morning we start with the operations. It's more so the tech side and what has been built, what is being built, and then what we will be building in the future. And so I go over that with my team, and we basically have a product backlog of the new features that will be coming out, things that might be going wrong with the old features. And we're just constantly innovating in order to help our users just become better real estate investors. And then I move to the marketing and sales part of my day where I'm constantly putting together email campaigns, social media campaigns, different press PR campaigns, things of that nature. And then sometimes I get into like networking and events to kind of meet people, and I sponsor a few events where I get to talk to people about. It's actually hitting two birds with one stone because not only do I get to promote the app, but I get to get feedback live. And that's the best thing ever when I get to see a new user open the app, use it, and they get to tell me how what their experience is like. I get to watch what their experience is like, what I need to work on and make better to make it a better app that can help these real estate investors as they go on.
Well, I'm going to talk to you about something offline. I ain't going to plug my conference coming up, but I'm plugging my conference coming up to see if we can try to figure out how we can get Deal Connect involved in that. But can you talk to us about a feature on the app that you can drop tonight on Money Mondays with Jeff, to encourage our listeners to just go run and download the app so they can have it to be able to analyze and market their deals as well?
Okay, yeah, I actually have an app that kind of aligns with what you do with the cash value and wealth building. We have the ability to raise capital on the app. So I have a
Okay.
new investor program that gives several financial sources such as credit cards, savings, infinite banking, cash value, whole life insurance. We also have you can partner up with other people. You can use your retirement account, your friends and family's retirement account. These are all various ways that people that are investing, whether it's on small single families to large multifamily syndication, they're using. And it's all on the platform at our users um at a user's disposal. They can just use it and go on there, and we kind of educate you a little bit on what each financial source does, and so you can kind of learn about raising capital. And once
Can
you
you give us a little an example of that?
example of
How
how
you make the how you make the process more simpler and easier to help people to raise capital for their projects.
okay, so like raising capital, what a lot of people don't know is that it's actually a team thing. It's not you by yourself running around asking people for money. So one of the team type of strategies is to use a financial custodian when it comes to self-directed IRAs. So you can use your own self-directed IRA not to invest in your properties, but in other deals. And so what I've included on there is a friends and family financial source. So where you can get the qualified friends and family to invest in your deals. So what you do is you add the friends and families that are qualified, and then you connect them with our financial custodian. And there's a whole education process of onboarding them, explaining how this retirement account, you can make it into a self-directed retirement account, and you can invest it, which I love real estate and lending in real estate because it's one of the safest ways to invest your money. And so users on the platform in that new investor program can bring their friends and families on that are qualified to do self-directed retirement investment into the properties and the deals that they have. So it's a great way for you to raise capital and then invest in real estate.
Can you share like a short story of maybe one of your recent success stories of how one of your clients used your app on Deal Connect, and what was the outcome of them using your app in their
Uh,
deal?
we have
Can you share with us a little success
have a lot
story?
of features on the app, so there's several different ways. I know that
Okay.
we've had clients upload deals, and with those deals that they've uploaded, we've been able to find. And they had this deal; they must have spent $25,000 on this deal, and they
So you
couldn't find.
mean they uploaded their
It's
deal that they were working on,
It was a real
and
estate
they
wholesaler. So this
okay.
person found a distressed property that needed to be sold to a flipper, and then the middleman wholesaler themselves invested $25,000 in being able to get this property ready to be sold to a flipper, right? So they basically co-invested with a homeowner to be able to get it ready to be sold to a flipper, and they had quite a bit of trouble finding a flipper, finding a buyer that would be able to help them. We were able to put that deal on Deal Connect and connect them with a flipper that actually helped them recuperate some of the money that they had. And so they weren't at a total loss, but they were very thankful that we would be able to help them with that deal through Deal Connect.
So the app actually helped a wholesaler, right? Actually, right?
Right,
Find
right.
them, find a okay. Is there any other like when you break down the app? Like, are we getting into the app? I wish I can go and show the audience how this app works because I was taking a look at it and it's really fascinating. But is it? Can you like in a visual description like break down some of the main functions that the app can do to help a real estate investor? We talked about a little bit about wholesaling. We talked
Right,
about streamlining the process.
right.
About we talked a little bit about finding a buyer and funding and how to do specific funding. Whatever features do the app can it do to help a real estate investor kind of like have an easier life by using the app?
So one of them is just being able to search for properties, right? And so at the tip of your fingers, you can type in any property address in America, and you'll see how much a
Great.
property is worth, square footage, bed, bath, a lot of the things that you can find on the internet, but things that you can't find on the internet, such as how much is their mortgage, how much do they owe on their mortgage, who's the owner of the property. You can get comps on the property instantly. You can find out the owner's contact information as well, which is called script tracing. So you're able to do a full kind of review on the property. And you can be walking down the street and looking at a property and just type an address and then get all of this information about the property, which would allow you to kind of assess whether this would be a good deal, what other strategies there are for you to be able to purchase this property, right? If there's a low mortgage, right, on the property, you might be able to go subject to, which is basically taking over that homeowner's mortgage, pay them some kind of down payment to take the house without having to go get hard money or something like that. So you can see the full scope of the property, the lending, the mortgage on the property. You can learn a little bit about the borrower and things of that nature to kind of give you a quick overview. I mean, you type in the property address, and in 2 seconds, you'll have all this information.
So how do you, like with the app? You could type in, get all this information. How do you ensure that that information is reliable, and how do you ensure that it is good quality information that the app is producing? So can you talk a little bit about, what makes the reliability and the quality of the information that Deal Connect spits back out? A look, can you go into that a little bit?
So we use what's called a data aggregator and a syndicator. So we have six or more sources that we pull the data from, and then we cross-reference them. And then there's a bit of a confidence score on a lot of this data. Most of it is, a lot of real estate data is stagnant. It's just when there's change of ownership and some mortgage information because people might be late on payments, or some things might be off slightly. But being that we use a syndicator which cross references the data coming from several sources is what gives us the confidence that the data is pretty good.
Is AI involved in that as well?
There is small bit of AI, but because it's so much data is pulling together, it's a small bit of AI to kind of give you a roundabout answer with certain data points in the app.
So all of this happens in, them
And
data points are instantly, huh?
it is also free. That's the thing. There are many other platforms out there that charge you a subscription or per what they call call or per search. Ours is totally free. We allow our users to go on there and just pull all the information just to kind of get used to looking at properties and information and
So how do
assessing.
you benefit from it?
So we benefit, our business model is that we use ads. We do ads, and then we also have a commission structure when it comes to lending and deals. And we also are moving into the event space to be able to help new investors and realtors do more business.
Can you talk about some advice you maybe can give a beginning real estate investor, because you've been in this space for a while? So could you get someone a little bit of advice for someone who's starting, and maybe a seasoned real estate investor, and more importantly, how your app could integrate with some of the things that they're doing to kind of get them to the next level?
Um, so a lot of the time I give advice is really based on what's your goal, because I find that for me, I find there's three type of investors. There's a person that just wants one property. There's a person that wants maybe 2 to 6 or 7, and there's the person that wants like a whole portfolio. So each of their strategies are quite different, but information is key. Due diligence is key, right? Having your team is key. So on the platform, right, like I said, we're able to look up every property, get a lot of information about the property, but we'll also have a team function where you have your attorney, you have your insurance person, you have your lender, you have title. You can put all of these people as your team. Someone like you could be the cash value person that they have on their team, and they're able to talk to these people and kind of analyze deals or how they want to structure the deal or where they want to get the money from, things of that nature. So we give you the tools to be able to really work with your team, analyze deals. And so whatever your goal is, you really want to be able to have a solid team and get good information, good, solid, credible information, and able to move forward to achieve those goals.
They always say information changes situations.
Right.
So how can someone get your app?
So
Where can they download it?
you can download it on the Apple Store. You can type in Deal Connect Real Estate. That's 4 words. You can do that as well on the Google Play Store. Type in Deal Connect Real Estate. That's 4 different words, but it's also on your web browser. So we have clients that are bigger. Like I created it as a mobile app for individual wholesalers or investors, but quite often I also work with teams and large organizations. So there is the web version that you can use as well in order to track your deals and streamline the process and use all the automation tools as well.
So if a real estate investor was using some other type of information, would they be able to integrate their information with your Deal Connect app or their web or your website platform to kind of enhance what they're doing already?
You definitely can, and the best part about what I do is we innovate on a daily basis, right? So we're
Okay.
always looking to figure out new ways to do things. We have a few different companies that we're integrating with now, so we can build. When it comes to real estate technology, I can build anything, right? On my team, we're amazing. We can build anything. So we definitely integrate with other companies and other platforms, and we're actually looking forward to doing a lot more of that in the future.
So one of my goals as a real estate investor is I'm a buy and hold kind of guy, right?
Okay.
So one of the things I like to do is to add two properties a year. So that's one of the strategies that I use. How could I integrate? How could using Deal Connect like help to elevate and help me to find the best deals by using that strategy. I'm going to find two properties a year. I like to do one in the first half and one in the second half.
Okay.
Um, so how would that help someone like me? I wouldn't consider myself a seasoned investor, but you know, I've been around the block a couple of times. You know, I wish I had your ad back in 2007 because from what you're telling me right now, I would have got I would have been a lot better positioned going into that storm and coming out of that storm if an app like this existed back in '07
Right.
when this whole market thing started to collapse.
All right. I'm gonna try to. I have a lot of features on this app. So what
Okay.
you're trying to do is amazing, and
Okay.
you can use quite a few of them to actually get it done. So
Talk to me about a couple.
right,
Come on.
so I said the get property information feature where you can type in the property address, you'll see all the information about the property, right? And so that allows you to analyze the deal and figure out what's the best strategy to purchase this property. On
Okay.
the app, there's also a marketplace. So our wholesalers or realtors that have off-market deals, they would love to post them and find people that are looking to buy and hold, such as yourself. And so going on the marketplace will allow you to find some of these deals. And then in our new investor program, we have the ability to raise capital. So using cash value, retirement accounts, your savings, lines of credit, things of that nature, you could use that to raise some capital. Then on the other side of the finances, we have the lending piece where on the platform we have lenders, private lenders, hard money lenders that would be able to help you with the funding on the lending side to purchase the property. And then finally, we have our transaction processor or transaction automator. Is once you have that deal under contract, it allows you to put all the information about the deal and everybody in the deal, and it automatically messages and reminds people of the different tasks of going through the transaction process. And so it keeps everybody accountable. When everyone sees that email come in every morning at 6 a.m. and it says, you need to do X, Y, and Z, right? Now we have the appraiser is held accountable, the title person, the lender is held accountable, and it takes you through the whole deal, even to post close. And so that transaction automator is a game changer. It helps everybody stay accountable. It automates the entire deal and it gives structure and transparency to the deal. So
You
those,
mentioned I'm sorry, you mentioned the appraisal, right?
right,
So I always hear people that I talk to, they always think their properties appraised much higher than what their properties are getting appraised for.
right,
Okay. So if I think I got a $200,000 investment property and it comes back 150,000, right?
right.
Is there any way by having your app, could you kind of mitigate a lot of the under appraisals that I hear a lot that's happening that people are complaining about by having your app?
That is a whole nother topic. I mean, there's so many pieces to it.
Okay.
Not that appraisal people are wrong, but people quite often feel like whatever they have is worth more than what they say, right? And we really have to look at the numbers. So on the app, like I said, there's a get property information option where you can search any property, but it also pulls the comps. So it
Okay.
literally looks at all the properties that were recently sold in the area, and then
Okay.
identifies, square foot, bed, bath, things of that nature, and gives
Okay.
you the most comparable properties. So on the app, you can type in the property address and look at the comps for yourself to see which properties are the most comparable to my own. So you can use those numbers, hard numbers, not feelings, and bring it to the appraiser and say, hey, look, this property sold for this. This property sold for this. I don't feel like this is the wrong number for my property. I can look per square foot, my property should be worth this, and you can contest it in that way. And so you can use it to contest appraisals as well. Yes.
See, that's enough. That's the price to go and just download the app just to have it in your back pocket for that one feature alone.
Right, right.
Let alone the other countless features that you mentioned. One of the things that when you talk about the comps, how long does the comp stay that you can source information from? Is it 6 months? Is it longer? Because I know they typically use the comps from a property that sold within the last 6 months. Is that still the standard, or has things changed?
No, that's still a standard. They want most recent. uh, but there's a kind of progression. That's what
Okay.
my boys that are, I don't know anything about football, but they tell me quarterbacks use a progression, and
Right.
so the same thing with appraising a property. There's a progression, right? And you
Okay.
want to use the properties most recently sold. They want them most of the time within the last 3 months, and they want it in between 10 to 20% of the square footage, similar bed and bath count, similar updates and renovations, the year sold, many things go into this, such as school district, and if it's near a high street or things of that nature. But there's a progression, right? So if they can't find certain comps using what they really want, they have to go maybe a mile away, or maybe a year ago, or maybe two beds instead of three bedrooms, right? They have to kind of adjust in a sense, and they go through these progressions to kind of get you the correct comps. It's a difficult job, but
It's a difficult job.
yeah.
I wouldn't want that job for nothing in the world. I wouldn't want that job of being a police officer for nothing in the world. I tell you, it just seems complicated. You on Monday Mondays with Jeff, we talk to dope financial professionals and business owners about wealth strategies to help close the wealth gap and build generational wealth. We were Kevin Martin today from Deal Connect, which is an innovative app that helps real estate investors to kind of streamline the process and make their life easier. So we're talking with Kevin Martin here, and one of the things that I wanted to talk about a little bit, you mentioned about where certain enhancements should be made with real estate investments earlier, and one of the things I want to touch upon, does your app, when it finds a property, can it kind of like we know the standard is, fix the kitchen, fix the bathrooms, and then touch up and make beautiful the master bedroom, and then leave the rest of the money for everything else.
Right, right, right.
Is could your app help facilitate also, like, where should you be spending your money, where, like, depending on square footage of the property, could it give you an estimate of as far as what's the budget, could to go fix the kitchen and fix the bathroom and fix the master bedroom based on the size of the house?
No,
Is there features on the app like that?
we currently don't have that feature. It's in our product backlog. But the
Okay.
beautiful thing about tech is you have to figure out the best way to do it. I've
Okay.
seen people use AI. I've seen
Okay.
people use other databases and tell from the square footage how much it can cost. And then you also have the ability, is what I would more so go with, is to call a contractor that could walk in there and tell you what the real numbers are. Right. And
Okay.
so, these are all options that you can use. We haven't built any of them, but we probably will use some kind of,
I like that contractor connect.
yeah, we
That
would
would
use,
be huge.
we would probably use some kind of merger of those three, like AI, other databases, and contractor, to kind of give people a better number. It's never right, right? You know, there's always that 20% contingency amount when it comes to contracting, because when you pull those boards up in those walls, you don't know what you're going to see. So it's
Exactly.
very hard to give an accurate number. But you know, managing expectations is one of the biggest things you can do. And it's like if you tell someone, "Hey, it's 40,000, but the contingency is 48." So when you get to 40,000, it goes up to 48. They feel like, okay, we were told that it might go up an extra 20%, and
Right.
it did. So yeah,
Right.
these are things that
Because
we're
that's one. I asked that question because one of the things I was looking at like doing something in Cleveland and in Chicago, but one of the things like I was like I don't have a contract to connect there, so I was like even though the deal looked good, I was like I didn't have any what they call boots on the ground to go and
yeah.
kind of manage the thing, so I passed on that opportunity. Some
So
say it was a good.
it's interesting that you talk about that. And sometimes I tell people technology is, you know, you might have it in front of you, but there's so many different things you can do. So
Okay.
actually on my app, there is a boots on the ground feature, right?
Okay.
So you can hire someone, right? You can post a job for someone in the local area, anywhere in the States. If there is someone in the local area, if there's not, we can help you find one that can kind of be the boots on the ground and check on that, right? Then we also have, remember, the automator, the transaction automator. It can also kind of play supervisor to contractors, right? What
Talk a little bit about that. Go a little deep on that
because
one.
what
What you mean
happens
when you say
usually with contractors is you don't want to just pay them all up front. You want to give them milestones, right? And then even inside of the milestones, you want to give them tasks to complete. So you can have that automated system of here are the tasks and here are the milestones for you to complete. And we can it's not built yet, but we're building it into the platform, especially because we work with a lot of lenders who want to lend the money and then make sure that you're actually doing the job. So
that's
now,
gonna be sweet?
yeah, so I mean, it's already in the system. We just haven't catered it to working with contractors. But those milestones and tasks, you can say, okay, we're now at kitchen and cabinets, and then we check it off once you don't have to be there. You can have them do what's called a virtual draw or a virtual showing, and you can have them take pictures or video. And it's interesting in the boots on the ground app, when you hire someone to go, let's say, play supervisor, when they take pictures and when they send video, it's geotagged, it has the time and date stamped. So you can't get around, you know, someone can't take pictures from 2 weeks ago on another job site and say, oh, I finished this, right? So it's all there in the platform. And then with that,
So this
yeah.
app gonna make them. This app gonna make them scammers.
No, yeah, we really we really try to keep, like, there's been a lot of, you know, fraud and scamming in the real estate space and in a lot of spaces, but our job is trust and quality. So with that transaction automator, really looking at the milestones and the task and making sure everything gets done. And that's just between you and the contractor. And then you can hire someone to say, hey, go double check that, just to make sure that what they said they are actually doing. So, you know, eventually I want it to be where you can kind of flip a house from sitting in your bed, but you know, with some time away from that. Um, so right now, even on the platform right now, yes, you can buy a house in Cleveland and then use the boots on the ground feature and the transaction automator to kind of manage a contractor or a flip or something that you're doing.
And that's a great thing that, I'm encouraging people to download the app because it's in the beginning stages, and you can have the opportunity to build, develop, and grow with the app. And, next year from now, the app is going to be totally different than what it is today. And you want to be able to grow with that app and be able to utilize the features of the app now. So when the new improvements come, it will be an easier process for you to grasp, as opposed to you trying to wait until everything's built and then you jump in. So kind of like the same thing with our conference that we're doing in April. It's the first of its kind. We got a new community. The community, like, we want to get together. We want to learn live, and we want to get these strategies from these experts. We tired of doing it on virtual. We want to do it. We want to have some interaction. We want to feel that energy and that vibe, and we want to be able to communicate. We want to be able to strategize. We want to be able to get this financial independence piece that you've been preaching about all these years. So I get it. I'm on board, with the app, and I'm so happy that you jumped out the helicopter and like said I'm going to do this, and it's like it's got to work or it's got to work. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
So
right.
that's a great thing. And that's why I wanted to have you here on the platform to talk about this because I think it is a beautiful and a wonderful thing. And I'm looking forward to seeing how I can incorporate it and use it in my two property per year, strategy. You might even make me from learning all the features that I haven't tried yet. It might be something that I might up my two property a year thing to
Right.
be more. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because if the process is a little easier, it makes it a little bit better to want to invest. Especially, do your app look at multi units and commercial as well? Is the
So
data
we oh, on the data, yeah, it looks at it. It looks at multifamily, definitely. Commercial properties, not as much. It's really more so focused on residential. I do come
okay?
from a commercial background. However, I
Okay.
wanted to really focus on residential and building this platform. Like you said, it's in the early stages of the app, and I wanted to really focus on residential, get new investors and new users kind of acclimated with residential before they jump into that what I call wild wild west of commercial. Yes.
So, how do you feel about the market right now? You think the market is? I mean, I get this from my clients all the day, all the time. They're like, Jeff, interest rates are high. Should I buy? Jeff, things are going on. Should I buy? Jeff, I just read an article that the banks got all these properties in a REO. Should I buy? Should I wait and buy? So I'm like, it depends. It depends on where you are and what your situation is. But I see that the app can kind of help facilitate when the market is good and when the market is bad.
Interesting.
So, but on a personal tip, how do you think the market is right now?
That's interesting that you come up with that evaluation. Because I read a lot of books and I pay attention to a lot of hedge funds, private equity companies, and not that they all do well, but I pay attention to the ones that do well in any market. And I kind of
Okay.
wanted to build a platform that was like that, right? We don't care about interest rates, right? Because we're learning how to buy discounted properties, right? We're learning how to cash flow excessively, not just with long-term rentals, but also short-term rentals, mid-term rentals, government housing, insurance housing. There's so many ways to cash flow exponentially in the real estate space. So we really want to show people, hey, you can borrow the money, you can raise the money, you can buy at a discount, you can cash flow exponentially, so the interest rates don't matter, right? But you really have to study this business. You cannot just jump in it and think you're gonna win, right? It takes time. I've been in it over 10 years. It takes time to learn how to do some of these things. And it's also a lot of relationships. You have to meet a lot of people. It's a network. Like you said, you might go from 2 to 4. Your network actually will allow you to do that, right? You studying and being able to understand the different strategies allow you to do that. So I don't really get into too much of what's the market doing. I know that a lot of people are affected by the market, but when you're over here with Deal Connect, we don't worry about the market. We worry about strategies that we could win in any market.
That's why I love life insurance because cash value life insurance, you win in any market. You'll have no downside years ever. So when the market is good, you're still good. When the
Right.
market is bad, you're still good because the way that you build your policy and the way that cash allows you opportunities, especially when the market is bad, to really get additional sources of income from the money that you're already have saved that you could put to use. And now you got money that you earn in two different places, whether the market is good or whether the market is bad. So
Right.
that's why I'm a big advocate of cash value life insurance. And when you mix it with real estate, oh my God.
Right. Right.
We're going to do a whole. We're going to do a whole educational teaching of how to use life insurance and real estate at the upcoming conference in April. I am so excited about that because
Right.
I think many first generation wealth builders have not been exposed to the types of strategies of utilizing cash value life insurance and utilizing real estate. So we're gonna keep pushing that conversation along so more people can have access to the information. And that's why I love the Deal Connect, because I believe that it can make the real estate investors' lives a whole lot easier. And
Yeah.
that's what the whole part about streamlining this process, because oftentimes when you streamline the process, you don't have room where you will make errors
Right.
because you got the process and you just follow the steps. So you
Right.
got the process and you follow the steps, and it's successful. Because if it's good for the goose, it's got to be good for the gander. And this is how a lot of the super rich real estate investors, that's how they've been winning. They got a streamlined process and they got access to capital. So they
Right.
don't really care about how the market is going, if it's going good or bad. They don't worry about interest rates. They make their property, they make their profit when they buy the property. They
Right.
make their profits when they rehab and refinance the properties.
Right.
They make their property problem. They make their money primarily on the buy. The rest of the stuff is gravy.
Right.
So when you have a streamlined process and you got access to money, you're gonna make profit when you buy the property.
Yeah. I
All right,
definitely
I'm
want.
off my soapbox.
I definitely want to speak to that. This is where cash value and real estate. I like to focus on lending. Really can be a game changer. I just had a client, right? And a lot of people think to get into real estate, you need all this money. You have to buy the real estate. There's an opportunity that real estate is just an asset. There are many ways to make money with real estate.
Okay.
So I had a client just lend a flipper $60,000, right, on Sunday.
Okay.
And then the way we structured the deal, the flipper was selling the house in the next 2 weeks. So the flipper promised to pay back a 25% return on the money in 2 weeks. So my private money lender lent $60,000 and in 2 weeks got back $70,000, right? And so this is to say that you don't need 200,000, $1 million in a cash value policy. You could have pulled that $60,000 out of the cash value policy, lent that person the money, made the 15,000 and put it back into the policy. And this is, I mean, it would have took getting out of the policy and putting it back would have took not that short of time, but it would have been less than a
three to
month.
five business 3 to 5 business days with a
Three,
check in your hand.
three to five.
1 to 3 business days with the check in your with the money in your account. And the thing is no application. You ain't got to worry about no application to fill out when you use your cash value. You don't have to worry about no debt to income ratios, which a lot of the lenders focus on. You don't
Right,
have to worry about a credit score, what a lot of the lenders focus on. And more importantly, you don't have to worry about a repayment schedule because the
right.
insurance company is going to let you leverage the life insurance, the cash value that's in your life insurance, and the death benefit is the guarantor. So the insurance company know they're going to get their money back. They ain't gonna sweat you for having you make a payment schedule to get their money back because they know 100% of the people who got a policy one day is going to die, and the
Right.
insurance companies is okay with taking that money that they lent you plus the interest back when you die. So it's a great process that more people need to be made aware of because it gives you leverage, and a lot of times leverage is the thing that's missing, especially in real estate, on funding a lot of the deals, because I'm pretty sure that that guy that was flipping that property, he ran out of money. He probably needed some. He probably was just about finished that project and ran out of money, and he was like, "Where am I going to get the money from?"
That's definitely what happened.
And
That's
I'll,
that.
I'll tell you personally, I use my cash value to rehab an investment property that I had. It was an easy process. You know what
Beautiful.
I mean? I didn't have to worry about
You didn't
I
have
didn't
to
have to
see
worry about going
these
to a hard
documents.
money lender.
and get your credit pulled and none of that.
None of that. It
That's,
was
yep.
as easy as picking up the phone and saying, I need X amount of dollars to do a rehab. I pulled out, it was about, it wasn't quite six. I pulled out close to 48,000 in cash value to fix my rehab, you know. So it was one of those kind of things where it was nothing. It was nothing. And I'm like, man, why didn't I do this earlier? I'm in the business and I'm like, why didn't I do this earlier? But it
Uh,
comes from being exposed to strategies. And that's why strategies is the key. That's why technology is the key. That's why having a network is the key. That's why being around like minded individuals is the key. And these things didn't happen for me until I leveled up and joined a mastermind. And I joined a mastermind. It's called Traffic Sales and Profit with Lamar Tyler and
mhm.
Ronnie Tyler. I joined that mastermind group, and it unlocked so many different ideas and strategies because the conversations got different when I got in those rooms. So I was able to leverage different types of strategies based on the conversations that I was having. So that's why I always say that, it's so important to have the right energy and be connected around the right people and be in the right kind of community to help you to foster, to help you to build, to help you to develop, and to help you to grow. And I wish more of us would start doing more things like that and really fostering a conversation where we can have these financial education strategy sessions where we can start to keep more of the money that we're making and we stop losing money unknowingly and unnecessarily because we didn't have the right strategies and we didn't have the right technology.
Right, right. And the time
All right,
is
I'm
now.
off my soapbox. I'm trying to find out about deal connecting. I'm talking too much. I apologize.
No, no. Listen, it all integrates. It all integrates. The same strategies and knowledge you're talking about in your space is the same thing that happens in the real estate space. And we really need to educate ourselves, get ourselves around the
And
right
the
people
thing is, they've been doing these strategies for years. We just find out about
for years. For years.
them.
And you're like,
They-
is this residual thing real? Is this passive thing real? And it's like, yes, yes.
it's funny. I was talking to a real estate investor, right? And he made a killing in 2007.
Mm.
Killing. So I was like, where you get all this money? Like here I am in 2007. I was on the other side. Like I'm in the
Uh,
business, right? But I had the
uh-huh.
mortgage
Right,
company.
right,
You
right.
know, I'm doing it from the mortgage company way. I'm looking like, oh, I'm about to go get this title company. Oh, I got it all lined up. I got the funding in place. And then the market crashed. And then I see him. I'm over here struggling with the mortgage company, trying to like ain't nobody giving no loans nowhere. I got all of these expenses and all of these, things looking at me in the face in 2007. And he was buying properties left and right. I'm like, dude, where'd you get the money from? He's like, man, I got life insurance. I was like, I was in the business. I was like, what?
Yeah, yeah.
he
Perfect
was,
time. And, and,
he's like,
and you know,
he was like,
some
he's like,
people that,
I learned this from this guy. And you know what I did? I took my last little bit of money. He was like, I learned this strategy from. He was in a group, and the group was they subscribed to a system that was called the Lifetime Economic Acceleration Process, and it was talking about how it's a macroeconomic approach to money and how you maximize the money under your management using this approach, using this system. And I was so blown away, man. I went and spent my last little bit of money I had and I joined because I was like, if it's good for the goose,
right, right,
it's
right,
got to be good for the gander. And I
right,
was like, hey, it's time for the gander to start to use the tools and the strategies that the goose are doing. So it's
right,
nothing more than what I'm doing right now. I'm just utilizing the strategies and the tools that I've acquired, being around all these rich and wealthy people, and I'm trying to bring it to people who aspire to be wealthy one day, who want to be in control of their money, who tired of paying a whole lot of taxes, and they want to get strategies to help to reduce and or eliminate their taxes, and concerned about generational wealth. So that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm passionate about, is bringing these strategies together to help close that wealth gap, so that we can start to experience, our kids can start to experience what it's really like to get a head start in life.
Right. Right.
And Deal Connect got to help all of this come together with this real
Right.
estate thing. So you got to do some more. You got to get some more of these features out, so more people can want to um partner with your app. And that's what this really about, is like helping individuals to understand that this streamlining approach by using the app is going to make their life easier, and more importantly, it's going to put some more money in their pocket.
Right. Right. Definitely. Definitely. So let's definitely keep this thing going. Let's what you're doing is amazing. I appreciate you having me on here, and what you're doing to help the same kind of new investors, whether it's in real estate or it's in life insurance or it's in stocks, right? We're helping these people learn about how to maximize your money, you know, scale your money, streamline your money, and let them know that you can do it too, right? What I like to
That's
say
right.
is that we're here to disrupt the establishment, right? And give the new guys an opportunity. And so that's what cash value does. That's what technology does. That's what real estate can do. And so let's keep going.
That's right. We're gonna keep going. So let everybody know where they can get your app again, because I want people to go and download your app like now, and start to utilize it, and start to understand and play with it, and start to learn some of the features, and get
Right.
to understand the benefits. And more importantly, if someone have the app, and they do, you do any kind of training on how to get the best out of the app?
Yeah. So we are literally launching right now DC Tips. And so it just teaches you how to navigate the app and how to use the different features, but it's also going to kind of educate you in a quick fashion on different investment strategies, different lending strategies, and things of that nature. So DC Tips is coming out right now. You can get the app on the Apple App Store, on the Google Play Store, and on the web browser as well. So yeah, we're always growing and building and innovating. We have a large affiliate program for those of you that you might have a great network.
Did you
However,
say
you're not.
affiliate?
It's a monstrous
You
affiliate program.
say affiliate?
A monstrous affiliate program. You
Man,
can
I
get
love
paid.
affiliate.
You can get paid while getting paid on this platform. So you can get a piece of commissions on deals. You can get paid a piece of ads. You can get paid a piece of different kind of commissions, like I said.
I want to sign up.
So the opportunities are here. Like we're Jeff and I are in the same boat. We're here to help you make money, right? And different kind of money too, not just like your 9 to 5, which some people make good money. We're here to help you make extra money and see the world differently when it comes to finance. So thank you.
That 9 to 5 money, I tell people all the time, that 9 to 5 money is good, but that 6 to 10 money is even better. That's 6 to 10.
Yes,
A
it's
wise
so
man said, you go work hard on somebody else's job from 9 to 5, but from 6 to 10, you come home and you work hard on your opportunity. You work hard on your job, because that 6 to 10 money
you bet.
is some good money to go with that 9 to 5 money. So I don't despise that 9 to 5 money. I just tell that 9 to 5 money to work on that 6 to 10 money.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So one final
definitely,
question I got
definitely.
for you.
We need it.
One
Okay,
final
cool.
question I got for you. So if this just for fun, if you could own real estate anywhere in the world, where would you buy? No matter what the cost is, where would you buy and why?
I don't really talk about this much, but I'm very much so into hotels.
Okay.
And I have my US passport, my UK passport. I travel for business a lot. I'm an international guy. So one of my goals is to kind of take money from high inflation areas and invest it into other areas that need some kind of real estate development. And I want to develop real estate hotels in Caribbean countries and things of that nature. So that's
I
one
got
of
a
my like.
person that I have a person that I need to connect you with in the hotel space.
Oh, that was,
You will love her.
oh, that was
We'll talk offline, but I have a referral
okay.
introduction. I'm gonna make sure you guys meet each other. Okay.
Oh man, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes, yes. Any last
Because
thing for
what
the
happened?
audience before we go?
I love what just happened, right? And so I think earlier you were talking about feedback and how the app is innovating. So feedback is everything to me. As long as you keep telling me, literally, my app is built around the people that are around me. If you keep telling me, oh, I wish I had this, I wish I had that, I build it, right? So it's about speaking up. The fact that, and I'm an introvert, I really don't like talking. The fact that I just spoke up and I said, I usually don't tell people about hotels, but I said, I want to own hotels. Me speaking up now allows for Jeff to introduce me to somebody that he knows that's into hotels. So let's definitely speak up. Let people know what you want to do. Let people know what you're interested in. And let's keep this thing going.
That's what's up, man. Thank you, Kevin Martin,
No,
CEO Deal Connect,
thank
the
you.
premier. I'm claiming it right now. The premier real estate app for investors to help streamline the process and help put money in their pockets, expand their portfolios, and live a legacy with real estate that they've never had before. Deal Connect. Make sure you go and download the app, put it to use. We're going to make sure we leave Kevin's information in the notes so you can have a way of contacting him on his platforms. Real quickly, you can how where can people contact you on social media, and how can they contact you off of social media?
So my personal social media is Maven Martin. That's Maven. Martin is my last name, and then Deal Connect Mobile is my social handle for all the Deal Connect socials, and then my email is info@dealconnectmobile.com. Once again, that's info@dealconnectmobile.com. Reach out to me at any time. I respond. I want to actually hear what you have to say, what you're thinking, and what you're looking to do. I'm here to help.
Thank you, sir, for being on Money Mondays with Jeff, where we talk to dope financial professionals and business owners on strategies for wealth building and closing the generational wealth gap. Thank you, brother, for being here with us today. Much success with you. God bless you, and God wants you blessed. And I'll see you the next time. We'll see you next time on Money Mondays. Next Monday, we'll have another dope financial professional, business owner that's going to come talk about wealth building principles, wealth strategies to kind of help us to get the right information that we can utilize to build generational wealth and close the wealth gap here in America. Make sure you come and hang out with us April 19th and the 20th at the Cash Value Wealth Builders live conference in Philadelphia. We're going to help to secure your money, to grow your money so you can thrive financially, to give you the financial freedom that you can have money to fund the things that you're passionate about. We're going to help you to get control of your money. Going to give you some strategies to reduce and or eliminate your taxes. And we're going to teach you how to leverage this cash value life insurance for income replacement and asset acquisition. So make sure you come and join us. We have a ton of guest speakers that's going to come and pour out their hearts and give you strategies to help you to financially win. So go to www.cashvaluewealthbuilders.com, and I'll see you guys next Monday, and I'll see you next April at the Cash Value Wealth Builders Live Conference in Philly. Thank you again, Mr. Kevin Martin from Deal Connect. Looking
No
forward to
problem.
seeing you
You're very
again soon. You have a great day, sir.
all right. You too.